So how do you actually grade an assignment to make sure that the score on that assignment ends up in the Learning Mastery Gradebook? That data is used to calculate their mastery of that standard. Well, you got to use the outcomes as we've already attached to our assignments, and we're going to score those outcomes within the rubric attached to a specific assignment. So let's walk through how you do that. But the first step is we actually have to get to the rubric, and that's going to happen inside of the SpeedGrader. There are several different ways that you can get to SpeedGrader, and so let's just outline them really quickly. Unfortunately, there's not a SpeedGrader button or link in our course navigation, and there's no way to add one because SpeedGrader is attached to specific assignments. But one of the first ways that you can do it is that if you just open an assignment, the SpeedGrader button is going to be in the upper right, and that's going to open the SpeedGrader up to all the students right there. A second is if you're on the home page of your course or on the global your dashboard for all of your courses, there is a to-do list. Okay, and it should be every teacher's goal to keep this to-do list empty. And so what's happening is every time somebody submits an assignment or resubmits an assignment, first time or late, or it doesn't matter, it's giving you a to-do. And this is something that you need to grade. And if you click on it, it's going to open SpeedGrader directly to that particular student. And so you'll be ready to go. The third and fourth really ways to get to SpeedGrader is through the grades. So notice that I'm opening up the normal gradebook, not the Learning Mastery Gradebook, but the normal gradebook. And there's two different ways that you can get to SpeedGrader through here. Number one is if you want to go specifically to a specific student's assignment, I will click on their cell, okay? And you see that when this pops up, that there's this little arrow pointing to the right. If you click there, you get this pop-out menu to the right. And if you click on the SpeedGrader link in that, it's going to take you directly to that student's submission inside SpeedGrader. Okay. Or if you just want to open up and to the first student or whatever, you can click up here, the upper three, or the three dots, and click SpeedGrader. And that's going to take you to all the students. Okay. So once you're here, what you're going to want to do is you want to click this View Rubric button. Okay. Now, if I were to just put a score in here and hit enter there, that does not tie to the rubric. Okay. So if I click View Rubric, notice that. Notice that there is no score selected, that even though I gave a grade to the assignment, that there's no grade inside of rubric. Okay. And so what you want to do is before you even put a score, you want to hit View Rubric, decide on the score by actually grading it according to the standards that you set. Click, and you see that it adds the score here, and then click Save. Now notice that changed from a 2 to a 3. I had a 2 in there and it changed it to a 3. That's because when I set up this rubric and attached it to the assignment, I clicked the checkbox underneath the rubric that said, use this rubric for scoring. Okay. And so right now it's a 3. If I view the rubric again and I change it to a 4, and notice it changed right there, I click Save, it automatically changes it. Now, again, realize though that if there is no score in the rubric, it does not go to the Learning Mastery Gradebook. So if all I did was change the score in the gradebook, okay, so let's say I clicked here and I changed that to a 3, that information does not go to the Learning Mastery Gradebook. The Learning Mastery Gradebook is only built off of the rubrics. And so each time I need to go to SpeedGrader, open the rubric. I don't have a rubric attached to that one, of course. I know I have one on number 1, so I'll open that one. SpeedGrader, View Rubric, and you can see this rubric has 2 outcomes. So I'm going to go a 1 on that one, and I'm going to go 3 on that one. Okay, and I'm going to hit Save. It saves the score, and that information is now feeding the Learning Mastery Gradebook. So that's how you do it. Pretty simple, but now you have multiple ways to get there. Cheers.